Standpoint is sponsored by
Goil, good energy. Fortune Rice.
Nescofa.
Auntie Mary's baby grind mixture.
Leave tomato paste.
Tina 13 euro.
Vital, making life memorable.
Hello there and welcome to the Standpoint. May is always a special month for the Standpoint. May is our Mother's Month. Now remember, March is the Ghanaian Woman Month for the Standpoint, and May is Mother's Month. And over the years, we've treated various topics. This year, May 2017, we are going to look at motherhood, the process, the whole process. And it's going to be 3 weeks of education on pregnancy, challenges of pregnancy, and keeping the baby and mother alive after delivery. And we are kicking off today with pregnancy, the options. And I've got the right people here to educate us on what to do, what to expect, and how to keep the in-laws and the friends and the church members who think they have, more concern about, the situation of the woman who is not getting pregnant than she is, obey, so that the woman can have her peace of mind and make the right decisions and look for the right source of help. Because motherhood is beautiful. Welcome to the Standpoint and welcome to the beginning of our 3-week series on pregnancy and everything related to pregnancy and delivery. Let me say thank you to GTP for my cloth and Mother's Day. If you're giving your mother, your wife, I have to add the wife one to it, or daughter or sister, a parcel, and you don't add GTP, think again. Okay? There's a special deal going on. 80 cedis per, and you get a cloth and then add it to it. So thank you to GTP and thank you to Core Accessories for my accessories. And Paba Cosmetics gives us the makeup product applied by Makeup and More. And my hair is by Inshilo. You know Inshilo's number is scrolling. Call her and she will hook you up. We take a break. When we come back, we meet the 2 doctors who will educate us on pregnancy and the various options. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Standpoint. If you just joined us today, we are starting our 3-week series on pregnancy and all the related matters. And today we are looking at pregnancy, the various options. And let me say thank you to our sponsor. The Standpoint is sponsored by African Women's Development Fund, supporting African women's rights organizations across Africa. Tinatet Herbal, they produce the Tinatet Venicare and Tomacare. Lip tomato paste, good tomato, good taste. NS Chemist, Auntie Mary baby gripe mixture, and Nescofa black tonic. Goil, pankasa. Goil, good energy. And you know why I love Goil? It's because it's Ghanaian. So when you put your money inside, it is here. Just like as Ghanaian women, when we need help concerning pregnancy and all that, we think it's only Abrochi we can get help. But there's help here. Right here in Ghana. Thank you to Wilma Africa Limited, manufacturers of Frytol cooking oil. You know that already. Good old Frytol, you can't go wrong. They also produce Fortune Rice, which comes in 3 types. The green one is very good. That's for the stuffed dishes. Green one is for omutuo and rice water. The orange one is very good for wache. And then the wine one is for the fried rice, jollof rice, and all the inchichois rices that you need. So they sponsor the Standpoint, and we are so grateful to them. Now to our topic that I know you are waiting for. I have with me 2 gentlemen. At my extreme left is Mr. Ellis Fletcher Joleto, embryologist at Finney Hospital, which is on the Kaswa Wager Road. Then next to him is Dr. Paddy Aite, obstetrician gynecologist at Resolve Hospital. Then Resolve is on the Spintex Road 18 junction. You turn left and then At that junction, they call it where it is there's a signboard, the Resolve Hospital signboard is there, and they call it 16 junction. And I must confess, you need to, there's something about journalism. You need to declare your interest. Both of them are my doctors. You know, the standpoint, it is what has worked for me that I'll share with you. So that's what we are going to do. But welcome to the standpoint.
Thank you very much.
Let me start with you. Since Dr. Fletcher Joleto is the newcomer, let me start with him. Pregnancy. Is it every woman who can get pregnant?
Infertility is never absolute. So generally, the term subfertility is used, which means that every woman can get pregnant at some point, or is supposed to get pregnant. However, occasionally, or at one time or the other, there may be some problems which may hinder the woman from getting pregnant at the right time when she wants it.
Okay.
So generally, I'm sure every woman can get pregnant. However, it depends on when it comes and if there are no known problems which are obstructing her from getting pregnant.
Dr. Aite, you agree to that?
Yeah, almost every woman should be able to get pregnant. You remember that once she starts having her periods, she's in a position to get pregnant. From about 18 years going, yes, the body will be kind of ready for her to carry a pregnancy. The challenge, however, is that a lot of people pass the window, whatever their window is, and then have challenges at a later date. Okay. If a woman doesn't have a uterus at all, and doesn't have ovaries at all, then you may say a woman like that, it will be difficult for her to get pregnant because the tricks that we can play, you don't have the things to work with.
Dr. Aite, the theme is pregnancy, the options. What are the options? Are they, apart from, we all know of the natural one, and now we talk about IVF as well. But what are the various options when it comes to pregnancy?
With pregnancy, if you are having difficulty in getting pregnant, there are various problems. The big problems are the sperm having an issue, the uterus having an issue as to reference to the lining, be it polyps or fibroids or things of that sort, or in one case that we're just discussing, fetal bone from a previous pregnancy that was still there, preventive pregnancy. Or it could be the tubes having a problem being blocked, or your ability to produce good quality eggs. These are the big headings.
Okay.
There are immunological problems and other problems, but we shall put them aside for now. Okay. Now, each of these problems have a solution.
Okay.
So if you're not having a child, you are seen, investigated well, we can find out where the problem is and fix it. Okay. For some people, the problem is just a matter of timing. One lives in Wa, the other one lives in Boga, one lives in Tamale, the other one lives in Accra. Getting them together at the right time is a problem.
Okay.
And so for some of them, you need to help them to time it properly. Okay. For some other, and for that person, that's the solution. For some other person, we need to help you ovulate because she's not producing eggs like the way she should. So we give you various kinds of medications to help you to ovulate. For some other people, and we need to work, you have a tuber blockage. That means no matter what we do, the sperm cannot meet the egg because the underbridge road is blocked.
Right.
So the sperm is here, the egg is there, there's a blockage in between. She's never going to get pregnant. For those kinds of people, you can go around it. And that's where IVF plays a role. Right. If the sperm itself has an issue, with IVF and ICSI, which is his specialty, we can actually take the sperm.
Which one is the ICSI?
We'll explain. The ICSI is when we take the sperm and inject it in the egg. So you can, with IVF and ICSI, you can give the woman medication, get her eggs, put it in the lab, take the man's sperm, wash the sperm, find the good ones inside, put it on a microscope, try and find the actual good one single sperm which looks good, and put it inside the egg. Right. So those are for those who've got sperm issues and blockage issues and things of that sort. That option too is there. Okay. For those who've got problems inside the uterus, polyps, fibroids, foreign bodies, scar tissue from previous DNCs, then the solution is fix the uterus. It's either from the outer part of the uterus or you go from below and fix the inside of the uterus. Or either for other people, if those don't work, we can take your egg, combine it with your husband's sperm, and give it to a third person to carry for 9 months for you and finish, give you back your baby. Okay. It is still your baby.
That's what they call the surrogacy.
That's what they call a surrogacy.
Okay.
For the another step is maybe the woman has egg issues. You can actually get a donor egg somebody's egg, combine it with a husband's sperm, and put it inside her uterus. That is another option. Sometimes it's a sperm that has the issue. So take a donor sperm, combine it with the egg, and put it inside the uterus. So there are all kinds of options that are available. So even a woman who has no uterus, but has eggs, can have a child.
Okay. Hope you are getting educated as a people, especially Ghanaians and Africans. Pregnancy, childbirth is very important to us, but we seek very little knowledge about it. So that is why we are doing this. Let me say thank you to our supporters, Gogot Yogurt, Matamis, they give us the port, Auntie Vera House of Foods, thank you for supporting us. Cake Technique also supports us, and we are grateful to them. Yep Cleaning Services, make sure our environment is clean. We take a break. When we come back, we will continue this discussion. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the standpoint. Let me say thank you to my supporter GTP for styling the nation and styling me. Thank you for the cloth. My dress is by Ophelia Crossland Design. She sewed for me. Thank you, Dora, for the dress. I mean, last minute, but you hooked me up. Thank you to Core Accessories. My hair is by Inshilo. And then, of course, Papa Cosmetics gives us the makeup product, and Makeup and More applies the makeup for us. Now, Dr. Ite, when do you have to, as a woman, when do you have to start preparing for pregnancy? Is it after you're married?
No. There are certain expectations that we should have as a woman. That you have a regular period. That means every month you see your monthly flow for, let's say, 2 to 7 days every month. It should come at a regular interval. We say 21 to 35 days. So that means every 20, but the average is 28. So we shall use 20 as an example. That means every 28 days you should have your period. If you don't have that kind of a regular period, it's an issue for concern. And that is when you should actually have it checked out. If you notice that your periods have become excessively heavy, and that means you are bleeding excessive amounts or for a longer duration, there's a problem. You should have it checked out. These are not things that you need to wait until you get married before you start working on it. If you notice your periods are not coming at all, you should check it out. If you notice that you're having breast milk, even though you're not breastfeeding, you should check it out. All these are issues, things that will point to the fact that there's a problem that we need to address. Okay. Now, after you've gotten married and you've decided you want to have a child, because some don't want to have a child initially, and they'll use protection. But after you've decided to have a child, it's our expectation that 80% of you would get pregnant within the first year, approximately. So if you've been having intercourse 3 times a week, that's approximately every other day, for a year, without protection, and you're not getting pregnant, there's a suspicion that there's a problem. Now, this 1 year, it is what we say for people who are younger.
Right.
If you're above 35, and...
Because I was going to ask whether age plays a role.
And we are doing this, and after 6 months, you're not getting pregnant, it would be advisable that you would come for attention.
You don't wait for...
You don't wait. Now, there's one thing we must know. The day you are born, you have all the eggs you ever have in your life inside your body. Those eggs are your age. If you are 18 years, those eggs are 18 years old. If you are 40 years, those eggs are 40 years. Yes. Now, a 40-year-old person cannot do what an 18-year-old person was able to do. So when you are 18, it's easy to get pregnant. And listeners will tell you that, when I was in school, I had 3-4 abortions. Now I'm 35 and it's not coming. That time, it was plenty. Now, they are going on retirement. Now, retirement age for women is not 65 or 60. When for your reproductive retirement, it starts dropping significantly from 35.
Okay.
Significantly. It's not like, every day they are new every morning. It's not like God's blessings. They are not new every morning. It's the old egg that you are releasing them small. Oh,
that's interesting. So they are not...
So the older you grow, the older your store of eggs are, and the less they can do. So some people have ignored their fertility,
Right.
done everything in life, and then at the age of 38, now decided that, oh, I want to have children. By that time, the eggs are old. They can't run the marathon anymore. So delaying fertility is not always very
advisable.
Yes, advisable. So if you know you are marrying late, then it must be your priority.
Duty. Yeah.
Because you had other priorities.
Okay.
So that's okay. But we should just, speed up the game a little bit so that we can give you more options.
More options. That's a lot, right? Give you more options. And now back to you, Mr. Fletcher Joleto. Give you more options. Now, you've talked about a few options.
Yes.
I think we need to, what has become quite debatable and quite popular is the IVF.
That's right. Yes. Okay, so IVF is the next in line when IUI has failed, or ovulation induction has failed, then you can move on to IVF. Now, in the earlier treatment options that I discussed, you realize that the sperm is introduced into the female body, and then fertilization is supposed to happen in there. However, for IVF, the fertilization is done outside. So whenever you introduce a sperm into a woman's body, whether the sperm fertilizes the eggs, whether the sperm even gets to the eggs, you can never ascertain that. But with IVF, you take the eggs out of the woman from the ovaries, and then you take the sperm from the man, and then the sperm and the eggs are mixed in the laboratory. And then by 4 days or 5th day, it would have grown into a stage which we call the blastocyst. And then the right ones or the right numbers are then selected, and then it's transferred into the female uterus. If the endometrium is well prepared, then implantation is supposed to occur. So that is how IVF simply
So
works.
the way you've explained it, it means even with the IVF, there are better chances of having, let's say, problem-free babies.
Well, we are not God, so you can never say that, a problem-free baby or child.
Right.
I mean, but it is adequately screened to make sure that only viable and real normal embryos without any deviation from the normal DNA.
Why are we so
put back.
worried about IVF as a people?
Yes.
Why have we demonized IVF?
Well, I think I happen to be one of the part of the team that did the first IVF baby in Ghana.
Oh, okay.
Yes, at Provita Hospital with Dr. Joe Menu and a team of others. And if you look at the reaction those days compared to now, I think it has been accepted very, very well. Because I think those days you have even medical doctors who were doubting whether it was true, whether the babies were normal and all that. But I think we've moved far away from that. And now there are about 15 fertility clinics in Ghana. There are so many other doctors who are even doing simple procedures like IUIs. But I think the bottom line is that it's about ignorance, because people just don't understand their physiology and they do not know what it takes to get pregnant, because it's quite a simple process. And I think people have put a lot of myth and, unethical issues around this. And everybody seems to be thinking that. But what we've noticed over the years is that once people understand it and once people know what it entails, I think they are ready to take it on and give it a go. But they also have the others who are also probably advising them against it. So they are caught in the middle. Either should I listen to this side or should I listen to this side? But I think on the whole, it is the way forward, and sooner or later is going to become a way of treatment for infertility.
Another thing that people worry about, Dr. Aite, when it comes to IVF, are the chances. What are the chances that once it gets into my womb, it will stay and it will work? Because you have people who have done it 5 times, 6 times, and still.
We say on average, the chance of success is a 30%. But that is taking everybody across board. For the younger person who is under 30 years, your chances are a whole lot higher.
55.
You understand? Yeah. Between 50 and 60%. If you are around below 30. Now, if you are above 35, the 30% is not yours. Your portion comes below the 30%. So we are talking about 20 or even less. And if you're in your 40s, we are talking about 5% or lower. A relative of mine came to do an IVF and she said, I'm coming to do my 5% chance. she knew her chance was 5%.
Already.
In fact, she was telling me, I was not even the one telling her. So it's 5%. So, if it doesn't work, I know it's 5%.
Right.
So that is the truth of the matter. It has been found that the average person, if you add everybody together, will do an IVF 3.6 times before she gets pregnant. That's still the same 1 in 3, approximately. So it is better than when you were perfect. But once again, we are not God.
Yeah.
We are doing our best to overcome your challenges. But at the end of the day, we've gotten the sperm, we've gotten the egg, we've combined it, we've got a perfect embryo. We've even given you treatment. Your endometrium is looking good. We've repaired any scarring, any damage inside there. We've now put the endometrium, the embryo, in the endometrium at the right spots, at the right velocity. Everything was perfect. Dropped it at the right place. What is now left is you. Because your chemistry will decide whether we will grab it for it to stay or not. And if your body rejects it, there's nothing I can do. At the end, it comes back to your ability to accept it. And sometimes, this month, your body just says, I'm not doing it. So you try it again next month. And then next month, your body may say, this time I'm ready to receive. You understand? Or because of last month's medication, your body now is, okay, I'll behave, I'll take it. That portion is still outside our control. No matter the kind of medication and everything we give to you, the ability of your uterus to grab the thing. And you must take note. The older you are, the less function your ability has to be of the uterus to work, do all of its work well. So the success rate of IVF is
far better.
It's pretty good compared to natural. It's actually better than natural.
Yeah.
But for the problem is the client is saying, I'm spending X amount of money. And you can't guarantee me 100%.
Always the money.
It's always the money.
It's always the money. Let me take...
Yeah, but the good thing is that with IVF, because we are retrieving a lot of eggs, that the single one, when we get the good ones and they are transferred back, any excess embryos are also frozen. So even if she's not successful with the first attempt, in the future attempts, she can just have those embryos that have been frozen. And then she can use them.
Well, the standpoint is sponsored by African Women Development Fund, AWDF, Tinated Herbal, and of course, Leap Tomato Paste, good tomato, good taste. NS Chemist, Auntie Mary's Baby Gripe Mixture, and Nescofa Black Tonic. Girl, good energy. I'm adding this one. Yeah, dear. It's for us, Ghanaians. Yeah, dear. Wilma Africa, they produce Fritol cooking oil and Fortune rice, which comes in 3 different types. The green one for soft dishes, omutu, rice water. Orange one for wache, and then the wine one for, when I talk about the types, I mean the packaging, not the color of the rice itself, the packaging. Yes, the wine one. It's good for jollof rice and fried rice. We take a break. When we come back, we'll continue this discussion. Welcome back to the Stand for Pregnancy, the options. I know Sunday is Mother's Day, and a lot of women, are watching, going, when will it happen? When will it be my turn? Some will not even go to church because of the way mothers will be celebrated and the way, the preaching will go, so they'll prefer not to go to church. But that is why we are doing this program. Well, let me say thank you to our supporters, Got Yogurt, House of Foods, Yep Cleaning Services, Cake Techniques, And of course, Matamates who give us the port. We are so, so grateful to them. Now, Mr. Ellis Fletcher Joleto. As I said, Mother's Day, Sunday, 14th. 2 days from today. You're celebrating Mother's Day. Don't forget to have reminded you, your wife, don't forget.
Never
good. Good. And if your mother is alive to your mother,
Yes, she is.
yeah, okay, then don't forget. Good. What advice do you have for mothers? Women who are seeking to have the fruited child of their own.
I think there have been so many options available. And in Ghana, as far back as since 1993, assisted reproductive technologies has been around. Now, for couples who have been married for a couple of years, and they are having challenges, I think the right thing is to see a specialist to identify what their problems are. Now, once these problems have been identified, I think they must ensure that they are referred to an appropriate unit of assisted reproduction in Ghana. There are almost about, I think, 12 to 15 clinics currently. There are some in Kumasi, there are some in Takoradi, there are some in Accra, there are some in Tema. They are all over. And I think for all the clinics, there are so many patients. We can't always all have our fair share of patients. So they can visit any of these specialist clinics which is closest to them. Now, almost all the clinics are also offering all the services under ART. When it comes to surrogacy, when it comes to egg donation, when it comes to sperm donation, when it comes to any kind of treatment based on their problems.
All right. And in your conclusion, I want you to also tackle this issue of which Mr. Fletcher Joleto touched on, where women are told that it is not safe for you to carry pregnancy. It is not safe, but she will do everything. Sometimes she's even had one or two, but I want that girl. I want my husband, otherwise my husband will go out and go and have a girl or go and have a boy. So they will do everything and still go and put their lives at risk.
I remember one of my friends actually went through that because she had a heart problem. When we had a chat, I was like, this is your heart problem. I'm a bit concerned about you carrying another pregnancy. And next thing I knew, she had gotten pregnant. And she delivered. She's alive. She's fine.
Right.
So she escaped, let's put it that way. But it's something that if you don't have a child at all, it's easier to understand. But if you have a child already, then it's a bit more difficult to understand because you are putting your life at risk because of a new child to have, not considering the children that you already have at home, that if you lose your life, you're going to lose that one. It's a tough thing. And so for a woman we can never really understand how a woman feels or relates about carrying a baby. And a woman will tell you that, I want to carry. You give her all the options, and you're like, this is better, safer, this thing for you. She's like, no, but I want to carry. Then I'm like, your uterus is bad. This is the problem. No, I want to carry. It's like everything you are saying, she's not hearing. Like, yes. And yes, you may go ahead and do it and hope that she won't blame you when it doesn't work. Is that you didn't tell me that this wouldn't happen. Well, we told you that it's not going to work, but you still insist. And look, there are so many cases where the woman will tell you, oh, I know I should have waited, but I was in a hurry to try again, so I went again. He said, no, wait 2 months. Let's wait 3 months. It gets better. The outcomes get better if we wait. No. When we were in school, the issue, if you see a bad uterus, you just take it out. But now with the technology that's available, you try and save the uterus because it gives her the opportunity to carry. Even with, I did one the other day, blocked tubes, endometriotic sites. We had to take out 26 fibroid nodules and a very, very long polyp from all kinds of places. But we just took our time, took them all out one by one. And then we've told her that I've gone through all this trouble because I'm hoping you're going to do an IVF soon. If you don't do it, you've wasted my time.
Yeah. Because they will regrow.
Yeah, they will regrow. The uterus will either grow baby or grow fibroid. Choose one. Oh yeah, it will grow. If you don't grow baby, it will grow fibroids. And if there are fibroids in your family, it's coming your way. Or at a theater near you, it is coming live. So what you must do is, if you know your elder sisters have got fibroids, your mother got fibroids, you are genetically predisposed to getting fibroids. The earlier it can be dealt with, the better. It's important that the patient also states what they want, because it's easier for us as professionals to understand your mindset and exactly what it is that you want. And if that's the case, we can meet you.
So in all this, you say you are not playing God. Mr. Fletcher Joleto.
No. We don't create sperm. We don't create eggs. And medicine, since time immemorial, has always improved on nature's defects. And, things like replacement of heart valves, reconstruction of cleft palates are all ample evidence of man's success in this regard. So for people to think that we are playing God without thinking same, for children being immunized against killer diseases or having surgeries to correct anomalies will be unfair. I think all the things we are using is putting it together. And this is the essence of science and medicine. And we have not deviated from it at all.
So you do your best and you leave the rest to God to handle it.
Leave the rest to God.
And to Mrs. Aite, original, that's Dr. Padaite's mother, I say thank you for praying with me. Mrs. Linda Aite, thank you so much. Dr. Salom Kwaku, Mawujram, God bless you. And Mrs. Fletcher Joleto, God bless you. I know where we'll meet. Yes. On the social media platform. Thank you so much. Happy Mother's Day to every single woman. And is there anybody you want to wish Happy Mother's Day?
Oh, to my mother, Mrs. Augustina Ama Aite.
Okay.
And she's been a wonderful mother.
Yeah.
And then to my wife, Mrs. Linda Ache Aite, who is the mother of my 3 sons.
You see, 3 soldiers. Yes. And Mr. Fletcher Joleto.
I wish my mother, Mrs. Mercy Fletcher Joleto, and my wife, Mrs. Aso Fletcher Joleto, and all the women who have been successful through assisted reproductive technologies, who are happy today and are mothers today.
Okay.
We say Ayeko.
Okay. And all today, to all the nurses at Resolve and no at Finney, thank you. Thank you so much. We take a break. When we come back, I give you a bit of me. Almost every woman dreams of holding her own child. Almost every woman dreams of being called mommy. It's a dream of almost every woman. But sometimes it doesn't happen the way we want it. Or sometimes it doesn't happen at all. Sunday, there'll be people who may not go to church because of the same reason. But please, I'm sitting here to encourage you, go to church. Go to church because over the years I've told you, I'm a woman with super crazy faith in God. I know what God can do. I know what God can do when it's your time. And faith does not mean sitting at one place for manna to fall. You take the step. Work towards your faith. Take the necessary steps. Seek the necessary help. Whilst you pray and believe God to intervene for you. There's help out there if you really want to get pregnant. It's not playing God. Because in everything we do, if God does not intervene, it will not work. There are people who have done IVF 10 times, it never worked. Some do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, it works. Even the ordinary water we drink Some people take it and they die, they choke and die. Some of us take it and it's normal business. Miracles happen every time. Don't let anybody lead you astray. Pray about it. Take the bold step. Seek help. Seek help. And I pray that a year by this time, you will have an amazing testimony to share. Rise up, woman. Get up and go and seek help. Like the woman who tied the hem of Jesus' garment. Go and seek help and pray about it. It is well. It is well. My sister, my mother, my daughter, it is well. My name is Gifty Auntie. As usual, I'm a woman with super crazy faith in God. And I don't sit here running my mouth and saying all these things because I think it's easy, because I think it's fun. You know my story. You know what has been said about me. But guess what? It's by the grace of God that I'm still here. Thanks for watching. See you same time next week. Bye for now.